credit union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for today, Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. In the headlines, a body of missing man who disappeared into Granitang Lake found.
Nawasa assures public water supply is safe.
World Health Organization declares COVID-19 a pandemic. Government
and WRB await ruling from the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes on sale of shares.
And coming up in sports, Grenada reaping the benefits of the Windward Islands Volcanoes franchise based at the National Cricket Stadium. Details right after this message.
This is GBN, the nation's news leader. This segment is brought to you by Quartz Grenada Limited.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Good evening. This is News at 7. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste.
And I'm Beverly, Telesford. The body of Andy Jones was found floating in the Granitang Lake between 10 and 11 o'clock on Wednesday morning. This was confirmed by members of the Royal Grenada Police Force who were on the scene. Rina Pear was also on the scene and has this report.
The body of Andy Jones was found in the Granitang Lake Wednesday morning, sometime between 10 and 11 a.m. When GBN arrived on the scene, family members and co-workers were seen supporting each other. The body, dressed only in a pair of trousers, was identified by his sister at the scene. A medical doctor who was also there declared him deceased. Police have been searching for Jonesy, as he is affectionately called, since Monday, after eyewitnesses say he drove a blue Mazda into the lake. The eyewitnesses also reported that they thought Jones was in distress and swam out to assist. However, he swam away towards the middle of the lake, then disappeared. Police on site says Jones' body surfaced just before the rescue and discovery team was about to search the lake again. Jones was a salesman at the auto dealership McIntyre Brothers. For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
Meanwhile, the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, is assuring the general public of the safety of its water supply from its Annandale water system, despite the discovery of a body at the Granitang Lake on Wednesday. In a release, NAWASA explained that the Granitang Lake has a capacity of 60 million imperial gallons of water, and though it is utilized by the company as a source of raw water, the actual catchment area is a significant distance from the center of the lake. NAWASA notes that the water abstracted from the Granitang Lake is pumped to a nearby stream. The supply goes through the natural process of stream flow, such as aeration, before entering the Annandale Dam, based on the outline, natural and company-instituted interventions. NAWASA says it is confident that its water supply from its Annandale water system is guaranteed safe for public consumption. The company's position has been endorsed by the Ministry of Health, which has worked in close collaboration with NAWASA's technical team to validate the rationale for the public assurances.
Now, the World Health Organization on Wednesday declared the coronavirus outbreak a global pandemic. We get more in this report.
The World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic on Wednesday as the new coronavirus rapidly spread to more than 121,000 people from Asia to Europe, the Middle East, and now parts of the United States. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom addressed the international media on Wednesday.
WHO has been assessing this outbreak around the clock and we're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic. Pandemic is not a word to use lightly or carelessly. It's a word that, if misused, can cause unreasonable fear or unjustified acceptance that the fight is over, leading to unnecessary suffering and death.
Tedros said the pandemic is more than a public health crisis that will touch every sector, and as such, every sector and every individual must be involved in the fight against the spread of the coronavirus.
There has been so much attention on one word, and you know that. Let me give you some other words that matter much more and that are much more actionable. These are prevention, preparedness, public health, political leadership, and most of all, people. We're in this together to do the right things with calm. We're in this together to do the right things with calm and protect the citizens of the world.
Tedros said that this was the first time a coronavirus has caused a pandemic. Cherin Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
Well, the Grenada Broadcasting Network contacted Acting Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin, to explain what the World Health Organization's change from a global emergency to a global pandemic means. He spoke to GBN via telephone today.
The declaration of a pandemic is just a nomenclature. It's just something that says that this outbreak is now worldwide. I think the minimum that is needed is for 3 continents to have widespread transmission, and once 3 countries have widespread transmission, is termed a pandemic. So, for all intents and purposes, it probably was a pandemic long before it was actually declared. But I suppose the World Health Organization has made the formal declaration now. The only difference that a pandemic gives is that it puts certain mechanisms in place for a more worldwide, sustained response to the threat. And in this case, the threat is corona. Just as when the World Health Organization declared public health emergency of international concern, it puts certain mechanisms in place to ensure that funding is available for testing and for treatment and research. Similarly, when there's a pandemic, these mechanisms go in place to ensure that there's a sustained response across the world, because it's now a world matter.
News just in, government has issued recommendations that Grenadians avoid all non-essential travel to Italy, Iran, South Korea, China, and Germany, where there is widespread transmission. Widespread respiratory illness caused by the coronavirus has been reported in these countries. If you must travel to or from any of the above locations, please note the following. You will be quarantined for a period of 14 days upon arrival into Grenada if you are a Grenadian national or resident. If you are not a Grenadian national, you will be refused entry into the country.
Now, local health officials are putting measures in place to deal with the eventuality that Grenada gets its first case of the novel coronavirus. However, one of the measures is a cause for concern of one political party. Blossom Alexis Welch reports.
Government has identified and outfitted the private ward at the General Hospital as the isolation unit in the event Grenada gets its first case of the coronavirus. The location of the room, however, is of concern to the National Democratic Congress, according to Public Relations Officer of the party, Claudette Joseph, who appeared on To The Point on Tuesday.
Our concern is that while all other countries are setting up separate facilities, Barbados identified somewhere, I think Trinidad did the same. there must be somewhere in Grenada that our government can find to set up as an isolation unit and an outfit. But we are concerned that the isolation unit will be at the same space as other patients, other sick people who are not infected. And based on the information that's being circulated, you have the elderly and people who are already vulnerable, meaning sick people, more susceptible. So we have to be careful not to be creating some kind of incubation unit there at our hospital.
In response, Acting Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin, says the proximity to other units at the hospital is not a major concern, as he reiterates COVID-19 is not an airborne virus.
I think the concern is because the persons who are concerned, they're concerned because in their mind, breathing the same airspace can cause the virus to be transmitted. And that's why the concern is. Because you cannot be concerned about proximity if you know for sure that breathing the same air is not a problem. Okay. The virus is not spread airborne. So breathing the same airspace as someone, in other words, if you have corona right there now as I'm speaking to you, and you're not coughing, you're not sneezing, and I'm not touching you, I will never get corona. So proximity is not an issue. But in the event that it is something that someone wants to be concerned about, of course, there might be maybe a partition separating or a hallway separating the two. And that's fine. Based on the epidemiology and the pathology of how this disease performs, having a corridor or a partition in between two rooms is not a problem. It is extremely safe for that to happen.
The isolation room is not yet in use, as officials are currently using various quarantine stations, mostly located in the south of the island. Blossom Alexis Welsh, GBN News.
We take a break, but still to come, the Ministry of Health engages its 5 strategic plans for COVID-19.
Plus, Jamaica records second case of the coronavirus. We'll be back.
Angie, don't you know that you should not fly kites near electrical poles and wires? You should only fly it in open areas. If the kite gets stuck, it can cause power outages throughout the village.
Then I'll just pull it down, Johnny. Simple.
No. You shouldn't do that. You can get shocked. You should call Grenlec at 237 and they will come and help.
Alright.
Never fly kites near the power lines. If your kite ever gets tangled, do not attempt to remove it on your own. A message from Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
One bad vibe and I'm out this. No, you can't stop this. We're out to get it with Lucas and day and night. Yeah, we're on this. I know you want this. Come on and taste the energy. Day and night, live your Lucas life. Live your Lucas life. Come taste the energy.
Good vibes only. Lucasade. Taste the energy.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can back my sack. I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view. Arise, look, no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future. Looking for a wide selection of uniquely styled furniture that are made from solid timber and performance fabric?
This is lovely. It sure is. Look at this.
Visit Hubbard's Furniture Department at the first floor of the main store, Carnage. Your selection will certainly provide comfort in your home and office. Hubbard's, quality service, affordable prices.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 350 local anywhere calls and texts. With the always-on prepaid plans, all for $25. Keep your number when you switch to Grenada's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Washing cleaner than ever. Oh mama, oi, oh mama, oi. In every household, must have it, oi. Highly effective, stain removal, lemon freshness, antibacterial washing powder. Fresh and clean, fresh and clean. When I put on me clothes, me must win. When I wash me clothes, no other detergent could ever wash me clothes like this.
Now buy 3 bottles of Place dishwashing liquid for only $8. Available at Best for Less Supermarket, Eat Fresh Supermarket, M&C Joe's Supermarket, Home Pride Supermarket, The Food Fairs, Carnage and Grandans, Roberts Enterprise, Springs Food Mart, and Charlo Supermarket.
Other Place products available: hand sanitizer, fabric softener, hand washing liquid, dishwashing liquid, and toilet cleaners. Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe, St. George.
Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call Wagiti Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grand Anse, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Wagiti Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people.
My name is Ed Southgate. I'm from West Tech Building Products in Calgary, Canada. We supply St. Louis UPVC windows with a North Americanized European window system, as well as a slider system that's for residential homes. The commercial system is good for hotels, hospitals, any commercial buildings, as well as high-end homes. Our products are all tested to an AMA standard, which is the North America standard for windows and doors. Our PVC also has 10 parts TiO2, which is high in the industry, that we feel gives it the longevity that he requires because of the harsh climate that you guys are in for sun and wind and rain. West Tech Building Products has partnered with Mohammed from St. Louis UPVC to offer him one of the higher end products that are available in the marketplace. This is my second visit here, and we check the quality of the product and the way their processes are to ensure they follow the standards that we set when we first came here over just almost a year ago. And I think that with that quality, you can be assured you'll have the performance in the windows that you're looking for your homes or businesses that are available now right here on the island.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
The Ministry of Health has been implementing its 5 strategic lines in engaging the public on the coronavirus and how to prevent its spread. Members of Grenada's COVID-19 committee have been meeting with various members within the frontline sectors. More in this report.
The Ministry of Health has been executing their strategic plans as a means of strengthening the fight against COVID-19 in Grenada. While there is no recorded case of the coronavirus on island, several proactive measures have been taken by the Ministry of Health. Coordinator of Grenada's COVID-19 committee, Dr. George Mitchell, spoke of these measures.
I have been out speaking to groups that who we consider to be our frontline staff and workers, and that has gone extremely well thus far. I've had the opportunity to personally speak with the folks at Port Authority. We had an extremely exciting meeting last week, and I can see that we are actually building the confidence and consensus among these workers because we're able to clarify a number of areas where there were uncertainties.
The coordinator says they also met with the Customs Department, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force, and the Ministry of Agriculture Quarantine Division. Dr. Mitchell says they have also been working hand in hand with the tourism sector and the Maurice Bishop International Airport.
I had a nice meeting as well. The team, most so had a nice meeting at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. I must say that this was not the first meeting. It was actually the 4th meeting that we had down there to further clarify what is happening down at that particular institution. It is our biggest gateway, and we're building the partnership, we're building the consensus. I think folks there are much more in tune with what our lines are and what needs to be done in the current circumstances.
Dr. Mitchell also met with the Community Nursing Division, who will be part of the team focusing on the elderly and other vulnerable persons.
We met with the Community Nursing Division to ramp up what we've been saying regarding ensuring that we visit our elderly out there in the communities, and that our strategic line number 4 is basically being addressed, and we're confident now that we're getting that kind of buy-in and implementation of that particular strategic line.
Jamaica recorded its 2nd case of COVID-19 today. The virus has now been confirmed in 4 Caribbean countries. Meanwhile, health officials in Guyana are investigating the death of a woman who presented flu-like symptoms when she visited the hospital on Tuesday. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Now, Minister for Health Nicholas Steele says the meeting held between the ministry and the Grenada Trades Union Council was fruitful. The meeting was held last week as a result of a written request made by the Trades Union Council to discuss matters of COVID-19 and the protection of workers.
The ministry did meet with the Trade Union Council. Permanent Secretary met with a delegation. The reports back from the meeting or minutes of the meeting were quite positive in terms of the Trade Union Council stands ready to interact and participate in our preparations. So we welcomed it. I welcomed it last week, and as far as I'm concerned, it continues to go well.
The Health Minister says he was also extremely happy to get reports that the Trades Union Council offered assistance in disseminating information on COVID-19.
From our standpoint, we were very pleased from the reports I got that I am very pleased that the Trade Union Council was willing to assist in providing trainers that we can train so that they can disseminate the information as quickly as possible to the rest of their membership. That line of communication will remain open so that we can be sensitive to any of the concerns that we may have not thought about, any of the concerns from their members.
The International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes has advised the government of Grenada and WRB that the International Arbitration Tribunal, set up to rule on the matter of whether government should repurchase WRB's shares in Grenlec, and if so, how much government should pay, expects to issue its pending decision during this week. More in this report.
According to the release, in 2016, government, with the help of the World Bank through the ISERA project, passed a new Electricity Supply Act and a new Public Utilities Regulatory Commission Act for the purpose of regulating the cost of electricity to customers. The release stated the WRB Enterprise Incorporated, who owns 50% of the company, took issues with government's initiative, claiming that government was in breach of the share purchase agreement, which was executed by the past Nicholas Brathwaite administration of the National Democratic Congress in 1994, and which agreement required the government of Grenada to buy back WRB shares if certain events occurred. Public Relations Officer of the National Democratic Congress, Claudette Joseph, says the Grenlec situation is a vexing and troubling one. She provides a response during her appearance on GBN's To The Point radio program on Tuesday.
Now, the nation will know that one of the biggest criticisms that the NNP has against the NDC is that the deal that the NDC did when it sold the 50% of the shares in Grenlec to WRB was a terrible deal that we should never enter into. That's the NNP's position. They've maintained that from 1994 to present.
Government has denied that it was in breach of the SPA and in any event refused to repurchase the said shares at the exorbitant price which was called. Christina John, GBN News.
You're watching News at 7. We are reporting the day's news. We'll be right back.
Join the Spice Boys on the journey to Gold Cup 2021. March 25th at the Kenroy James Athletic Stadium. Grenada versus Martinique. Gates open at 5 p.m. Game time 6 p.m. Lots of giveaways and surprises. Get there early. Tickets $20. Kids over 12. Half price. Kids 12 and under. Enter free. Grab your tickets now at Grenadian Optical, Chucky's Bar, Big Shop in Brentford, and online at gotofab.com. Sponsored by Glenelg, Sandals Grenada, Coca-Cola, Powerade, and Carib. Powered by our alliance partner, the Grenada Cooperative Bank. March 25th, Kenroy James Athletic Stadium. Mark the date.
Coming to Grenada.
One of the most spectacular concert events in Christian music. It all happens 7 p.m. Saturday, March 21st at the National Cricket Stadium.
Featuring 5-time Grammy-nominated and 7-time Dove Award winner Karen Peck and New River.
From the American television show The Voice, it's Emily Ann Roberts.
From Canada, the amazing music from the Chitons.
From the island of Jamaica, the talented and gifted Foster Triplets. Plus, the best of Grenadian gospel artists.
Again, this all happens 7 p.m. on Saturday, March 21st at the National Cricket Stadium with some of gospel music's finest, Karen Peck and New River,
Emily Ann Roberts,
the Chitons,
the Foster Triplets,
and more.
Tickets sold at all ticket outlets. Proceeds go towards enhancing youth work in Grenada.
Grenada, 1795. One man with a sense of destiny.
Tonight we stand our ground. Tonight we stand on the side of history.
14,000 slaves with a dream and a promise. Julien Fedor, a Heritage Theatre production, written and directed by Chris DeRiggs. 28th and 29th March, 4th and 5th April at the Trade Center.
The Republic is about bread and justice. There'll be little bread and even less justice.
Julien Fedor, an action-packed historical drama.
No, Julien! If you harm a hair on her head, I will cut you like a dog and pin you to the Thompson Duquesne Bay. Bring it on!
4 big nights of theater, the play the nation has been waiting to see, with Sam Ogilvy, Lisa Grappy James, Robert White, Dale Devine, and other top-of-the-line acting talents. Opening Saturday, 28th March. Get your tickets now.
wants to learn a skill and earn a CVQ? The National Training Agency is inviting unemployed men and women between the ages of 16 and 35 to apply for Skills Training CVQ Level 2 under the Climate Smart Agriculture and Rural Enterprise Program. The occupational skills areas open for applications include beekeeping, allied healthcare services, community tourism, live sound recording engineering, and small engine repairs. Applications may be completed at the NTA's office on Belmont Road, St. George's, Grand Quarters Office, Lower Depredin Street, Wall, Labukan Creative Center, the GCNA Complex, Kirani James Boulevard, or Sedu's office in Granbra, not later than March 21st, 2020. For more information, call the NTA at 435-9092 or 435-9093 or email info@grenada.nta.gd.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their finance and giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way. From birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Tell us how, say it loud. Where were you when you fell in love?
Cooking up a storm tonight. Excuse me. The bill was so high and then so low.
I used my frequent shopper card.
Oh, your frequent shopper card.
Real Value Supermarket, where good food begins.
Use clay. It washing cleaner than ever. Oh mama, oi. Oh mama, oi. In every household, must have it, oi. Highly effective. Stain removal, lemon freshness. Antibacterial washing powder. Fresh and clean. Fresh and clean. When I put on my clothes, me must win. When I wash my clothes, no other detergent could ever wash my clothes like this.
Now buy 3 bottles of Place dishwashing liquid for only $8. Available at Best for Less Supermarket, Eat Fresh Supermarket, M&C Joe's Supermarket, Home Pride Supermarket, The Food Fairs, Carenage and Grandance, Roberts Enterprise, Springs Food Mart, and Charlo Supermarket.
Other Place products available: hand sanitizer, fabric softener, hand washing liquid, dishwashing liquid, and toilet cleaners. Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe St. George.
It's the Digicel Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture, and the Arts. Silver Sands Grenada and the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Grenada Top Talent Finals. Grenada Top Talent Finals. Saturday, March 28, 8 p.m. at the Spice Basketball in St. George. Come see the very best talent in Grenada. Carrico and Pity Magni. Singers, dancers, musicians, spoken word artists, magician, and more. One big show. Saturday, March 28th. Spice Basket. Tickets available from Go to Fair, all Digicel outlets, Gittins Healthcare Pharmacies, and Grenadian Optical. Supported by The Closet, Eugene Gittins Productions, Expert Production, Mount Agnes Recording Studio, Stick to the Plan Entertainment, The Grenada Film Company, Sonics Production, We FM, Protonic Solutions, Mr. Smooth Audio Production, Mr. Irvin Simon, The Siesta Hotel, Tropical Catering Services, and Sky High International Sound. The Digicel Grenada Top Talent Finals, Spice Basket, 8 p.m. Saturday, March 28. Anything else can wait. Wait.
So you're looking for doors and windows that look sophisticated and are very secure? Then St. Lou Metals is your one-stop shop. Our windows and doors make sure your home not only looks great, but is more secure. We manufacture shower enclosures, doors, windows for residential and commercial properties using high-grade material and the latest technology. If you want to save money and improve your home's appearance, you have made the right choice by shopping at St. Lou Metals. For a free quotation, visit us today at the Frequente Industrial Park or call us at 439-6538 or 439-6539.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 70 channels and 12 in HD. All for $200 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Residents of Hermitage St. Patrick are now faced with a severe dust issue as a result of the construction of the St. Patrick's Road project. They are of the view that the constant inhaling of the dust may lead to respiratory illnesses if the necessary precautions are not taken. Akeisha Felix visited the area earlier.
While many, if not all, residents of Hermitage St. Patrick have welcomed the St. Patrick's Road project, saying it has been long awaited and will solve several flooding issues, mostly around the rainy season. However, as the dry season is in full effect, the residents are calling on the authorities to ensure that the necessary precautions are taken to ensure that the heavy dust in the area is contained. Kerry and George and Edmondson Murray, business owners and residents in the area, have both welcomed the project, but are of the view that more needs to be done to address the dust issue.
I think it's good progress for the community, but we're having a problem with the dust. My problem is the dust affecting, it could cause sinus, a lot of health issues, and they need to keep wetting the road regularly, even on weekends. I think they need to employ a water truck to wet the road, and we're not getting that. The dust affecting us bad.
Happy for it. Development is always in the interest of the country and in the interest of the people, so we are very happy for it. Dust is our biggest problem, and because this work is being done in the dry season, even though you wet it in an hour time, it dries and it's a lot of dust. The house, the furniture, your electrical equipment, everything is dust. When you look inside the house, the vehicles parked up by the side of the road, dust. And I'm afraid that one of these days our lungs will start giving trouble with all this dust.
Another resident said due to the heavy dust, one of her daughters were forced to leave her home with her newborn baby. However, 2 of her asthmatic children are currently placed on medication to assist with their breathing.
Problem we have now, the dust too much. The dust is really too much in the day, in the night. We get in the dust. badly because he going right around my house. As you see, my yard is used for the road. So when the vehicle swing around in the back, we get in it from the back. If in the front, we get it in from the front. So when it's so bad, I have to go wet there because when the children start in the night time and they start fussing and we have to put one on the pump and I have to buy a little kind of bush to get the other one settled down because they have an issue. So I must wait. And I'm complaining, asking them, oh God, try to do something for us, do something for us. I'm sitting on the bridge up there. That way I'm walking. And when it come, I use an umbrella to bar the dust coming out from the bottom. And the color of the umbrella changed from black to brown. It's really, really, really bad. It's bad.
The project is estimated to be completed in 18 months, and Consolidated Contractors Company has been contracted for the job. Akisha Felix for GBN News.
All right, of course, we continue to follow the situation regarding the coronavirus. This just in, the tests carried out on samples from the body of the woman who died in the emergency room of the Georgetown Hospital in Guyana this morning have confirmed that she was a victim of the coronavirus. Multiple sources at the hospital have confirmed this evening. We can tell you the confirmation makes it the first recorded case of the virus in Guyana, and it came on the same day that government officials and stakeholders hosted a major symposium on the deadly virus. News source out of Guyana understands that President David Granger and Public Health Minister Valda Lawrence are scheduled to make an address to the nation this evening on the matter. We can tell you too that the Georgetown Hospital's emergency unit was put on lockdown early this morning after the woman died. She turned up at the hospital last evening with respiratory and other symptoms linked to the coronavirus, but had no flu-like symptoms.
March 13th marks 65 years of existence for the Grenada Trades Union Council. Educating, empowering, and building capacity among workers is the theme under which the GTUC celebrates its 65th anniversary. In light of this, the GTUC is hosting a 4-day training session facilitated by the Separini College of Labor and Corporate Studies based in Trinidad. More on this, Chrislina John report.
President of the Technical and Allied Workers Union, Andrew Lewis, says there is urgency for this type of training at this time. He highlighted what will be done over a 4-day period.
Training workshop was targeted, was focused on leaders of the GTUC, the executive members of the GTUC, because at that level we are dealing with more national issues, policy issues, and therefore our strategy and tactics have to be different. Today, what we are doing is the executive leaders of the affiliated unions of the GTUC, and therefore the course is tailor-made for that level because they are more dealing with localized national issues impacting upon the individual organizations. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, we will be focusing on shop stewards and union activists.
Lewis says at the end of the discussions, participants are expected to transmit the knowledge they have acquired in the workplace.
What be expected would be that they will return to the workplace, be more involved in the activities of the union with a renewed vigor. At the same time, be the leaders at the workplace, and being leaders at the workplace, the union work at the workplace. It is not only about the fight for salary increases. It's not only about the fight for pension, but it is the leadership at the workplace that would be able to help motivate workers to work, that would be able to help motivate workers and point out to workers, look, you need to come to work on time. You need to be productive. You need to be disciplined. You need to be punctual. This is part of the function of the leaders at the workplace.
Ian Daniel is head of labor studies at the Cipriani College and one of the facilitators of the training. Says it calls for a collaborative effort among countries of the region. This training, he says, forms part of their long-term training mission to empower people through the development of working-class institutions such as trade unions, cooperatives, and credit unions. Daniel zeroed in on the areas of focus.
Well, in this training program that we're doing here, we're emphasizing the ideas of the role of the trade union. We're emphasizing the recognition of the changes in work that are taking place today. And we are looking at talking about how we face those changes, not just in Grenada, but throughout the region. We are looking at how the working class institutions makes alliances with other institutions, with government, with employers, to actually face these challenges as well.
On completion of this training, an analysis report will be submitted to the GTUC, as well as projections for other training that may be required. This training workshop is just one aspect marking the GTUC's 65th anniversary. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Meanwhile, 4 trade unionists will be awarded tomorrow, Thursday, for their contributions toward the trades union movement in Grenada. President of the Technical and Allied Workers Union, Andrea Lewis, says the individuals played a major role in the movement, representing their members.
Activities, we will also, on Thursday evening, be awarding plaques to past presidents of the GTUC who are alive. And we have 4. We have Comrade Gina Dubois, Comrade Madonna Harford, Comrade Basil Harford, and Comrade Kenny James as the surviving past presidents of the GTUC, and therefore they will be honored because it's all part of the journey. I also want to take our hats off to all the leaders who have contributed over the years, and workers and members, to the life, the 65 years of the GTUC.
Lewis says although they are recognizing the surviving past presidents, they are also paying tribute to all those who have contributed. He thanked Grenlec's manager for his contribution in hosting and executing the 4-day training.
I want to use the opportunity to thank, in particular, Mr. Colin Cover of Grenlec, who has been tremendous in ensuring, through his assistance, that we have been able to pull this off, and I will dare say successfully. Yes, we still have 2 more days to go, but the fact that we have been able to put our different systems in place, his contribution will never be forgotten. And I want to publicly state that here is a general manager, but someone that is guided by a deep feeling of concern and understanding. So we want to thank him publicly for this, even in the midst of while we are training.
As leaders, the President General of TAU says it is their role to find creative ways to engage members. Thursday will see the climax of the 4-day training session involving shop stewards, presidents and vice presidents of the unions.
Stay tuned now for tonight's GBN ISA compliments Clear Vision Eye Center.
Tonight's ISAW features Tiny Tots outfitted in their aspiring career uniforms. You can send in your photo and video submissions via our social media platforms.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. Changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
We take a break. More news when we return.
It's new, innovative and classy, and a cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatments. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with tropical. I can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. A telephone number 440-8787, or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
How going on, boy? Hey, good old things. Hey, easy. Yeah. Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service. Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy. Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Grenada's #1 track and field event is back. The Inter-Secondary School Championships is back at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. You must be there. Experience the intense rivalry between athletes of our secondary schools on the track and in the field. Blame yourself if you missed the first ever Republic Bank sponsored Intercall 2020. Blame yourself if you miss a day of exciting action on the track. Be there every day, day 1, 2, and 3. The 53rd Intercall Championships takes place on March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd, starting at 9 a.m. each day. Come, let's celebrate the inaugural Republic Bank Intercall. Come out, families. Come out, past students. Come out, school-based supporters, for the return of competition on the track and in the field, because Intercall is back.
Recent outrage within the health sector may soon be a thing of the past, as cries for a resumption of the training for midwives is a promise government is making to remedy. We get more in this report.
Minister for Health Nicholas Steele says training will commence for midwifery and other healthcare practitioners as the migration of local nurses continue.
On the question of nursing training, yes, midwifery, as well as we're looking to start training in intensive care, accident and emergency, and oncology and nephrology as well. But the first one to start will be midwifery.
Addressing Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing alongside Minister Steele was Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, who said discussions are ongoing to establish a training school.
We'll continue to train. In fact, there's a serious proposal on with a group now to look at who are establishing an additional school here, and nursing will be a serious component. That's an enriched international institution, so we may be doing much more. So what we'll hope to do is to train a lot more nurses, a lot more young people, boys and girls, and therefore if some go and we keep enough, then we have enough to satisfy the needs of our country.
2020 is being considered the year of the nurse and midwife. According to the World Health Organization, nurses and midwives play a vital role in providing health services. The WHO characterizes midwives as people who devote their lives to caring for their mothers and children, giving life-saving immunizations and health advice, looking after older people, and generally meeting everyday essential health needs. They are often the first and only point of care in their communities. Cherian Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
Still to come from us, the weather, followed by the sports news. We'll see you in a while.
Sale. All the outlets, hotspot outlets. You're going to go to the Carnage, the Grenville, or the Sutter's hotspot, and you get sales and deals on all items. You can get these on potato, you can get these on saltfish, onion, garlic, mackerel, toilet paper, and we even have the currants and the raisin at $10 per pound, lowest price island-wide. So people just come down or go up or go across, but just make sure and go to hotspots.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Esplanade Mall St. George's, Maurice Bishop International Airport, and Sandals Grenada Resort. Telephone number 230-1023.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, valid for tonight and the following 3 days. All right, weather tonight, partly cloudy with a low chance of some brief isolated showers after midnight. Tonight's minimum temperature, 24.5 degrees Celsius. Wind east, northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 6 to 8 feet in open water. A small craft advisory is in effect, so please be mindful of that. Tides low at 10:45 p.m., high at 4:45 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 6:17. The weather on Thursday, the 12th day of March, partly cloudy with a medium chance of a few light, isolated morning showers, becoming mostly fair by midday. On Friday the 13th, mostly fair in the daytime, becoming partly cloudy overnight with a low chance of some light showers. And on Saturday the 14th, partly cloudy with a medium chance of a few brief showers by late afternoon. Stay with us for the sports news. Up next.
We find this time round, sporting fans, several benefits have been derived from the Windward Island cricket franchise moving to Grenada from Hurricane Maria ravaged Dominica in 2018. According to one of the directors, Dwayne Gill, who's also president of the Grenada Cricket Association, after being forced to move the franchise, the government of the Grenada and Cricket Association volunteered to become the new home of the Windward Islands.
We had offered it to St. Lucia at the time. St. Lucia, there were some issues there, so it was passed on to Grenada. St. Vincent wasn't really interested at the time. So in Grenada, we felt, in the interest of Windward's cricket and West Indies cricket, we should, make an effort to have the franchise here. So far, we've settled pretty good. The first year, we had a lot of problems. We had a lot of problems in terms of relocation for some of the players, logistics on the ground, but we've settled in nicely now.
Gill was speaking during the recent match against the Jamaican Scorpions.
The benefit here is that we not only have the cricket stadium, which is immaculate, and you look at the cricket stadium, the facility is magnificent, but we also have the benefit of the Kirani James Stadium, the track and field stadium. In fact, over the last couple years or so, even when we were based in Dominica, the players had to come to the stadium here to do the fitness testing, which is actually done on the track, right? So when we came to Grenada now, that fell right in our hands.
Gill highlights that the Volcano players have access to the gym at the stadium and other necessities warranted.
And they're happy here. They're comfortable. We are sorry that we had to move from Dominica, but eventually, what we hope is that the franchise would rotate amongst the 4 islands. So we've started in Dominica, we're in Grenada now, and at some point, the intention is to go to St. Lucia and St. Vincent. That is, if those countries can offer something very similar to Grenada. Of course, we've had assistance from the government of Grenada in terms of the use of the stadium facility, the preparation of the field and the pitch and the nets area, which is very important.
Meanwhile, the Windward Islands cricket director said that the team has settled well here in Grenada. They've begun to reap the benefits of developing cricket within the home country.
I'll give you an example. Someone like Preston Maxwell, who is not a contracted player. Now, because the franchise was in Grenada, just like how it was in Dominica, you had the local players, the Dominica players, had the benefit really of training with the franchise. So in Grenada, the local players, of course, have access to training with the franchise as well. So Maxwell, he was one of those guys, and he impressed to the extent that he forced his way into the Volcanoes team. Right, so this is just one player, and you have other players like Ryan John, for example. He doesn't have a contract as well, and they're here practicing. They're here practicing with the team.
Gill says that they've been able to overcome some financial issues as Grenada presents the opportunity for the Volcanoes franchise, with all the facilities being already available. And now to the GCA Super 50 tournament, which resumes this weekend with 3 matches scheduled for Saturday. The stadium comes alive once again after the recent West Indies Championship matchup between the Windward Volcanoes and Jamaica Scorpions. The Parish League competition will feature the best players from St. George taking on the Virgin Parish St. David. Progress Park will not be left out as St. John visits to come up against players players from the big parish St. Andrew. Finally, St. Mark, who has had a wonderful start in the tournament, is scheduled to play St. Patrick at Cuthbert Peters Park in Guelph. Moving now on to football, the Sandals National Under-15 tournament that continues on Saturday with matches being scheduled at 3 venues. At Queen's Park, home team Queen's Park Rangers from 3 p.m. will take on combined Northerners, and from 4:30 it'll be Christian Strikers coming up against SAFL. From as early as 1:30 at the Tantine playing field, GBSS welcomes Paradise FC International. And then at 3 p.m. Springs FC plays Fontenoy United, and then at 4:30 Bellevue Rangers take on Royal Grenada Police Force. Also, we see Rose Hill. They are the third venue to feature a Hurricane SC 5-star matchup from 1:30. St. John's Sport versus FC Camerhorn from 4:30. So the latest in sport for you there, but do stay with us. When we return, we'll have a recap of tonight's major stories.
Stay tuned for continued programming on the Grenada Broadcasting Network, but first a reminder of the headlines: body of missing man who disappeared into Granitang Lake found.
Nawasa assures public water supply is safe.
World Health Organization declares COVID-19 a pandemic.
Government and WRB await ruling from the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes on sale of shares.
Plus, in the sports news, Grenada reaping the benefits of the Windward Islands Volcanoes franchise based at the National Cricket Stadium. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight.
Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford.
I'm Kenroy. That completes the news. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.